We are the men in black. The men and women in black.
The new and improved Men in Black International is opening theaters tomorrow. And we have two citizens of Sway in the Morning, both who we haven't seen in quite some time, who have done some tremendous work in the world of Hollywood, DB. Would you do the honors?
Okay, so we have both of them who are citizens. They have both been on our show before, so they know how friendly and inviting we are and how much we are huge fans of the work that they've done. They've started getting a Thor Ragnarok. I know you guys have been tired of hearing that all day on the press conference and everything you guys have been doing, but you guys are co-stars in Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Endgame, which just came out last month. Tessa, you were here, I think, about 4 years ago doing Dear White People. You've done For Colored Girls, obviously Creed. You're a huge movie star now, so it's great to see you in this great new remake and sequel.
Thanks,
Chris, you're a huge star as well. Thor, obviously, I know you get that all the time. You've done Cabin in the Woods. You've done a lot of great work. You did what was the ocean movie you did with Spider-Man? Damn it!
In the Heart of the Sea.
In the Heart of the Sea. Yes. All right. Please welcome Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth back to the show.
I think it's Snow White and the Huntsman. That was one of my favorites right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, come on, man. You don't leave that one out. Come on. All right. Man, great to have you guys on the show. I got a chance to watch the movie because I'm connected. And I was texting DB the entire time, all the little things I noticed, most importantly, how funny this movie was written. Oh, cool. And how great you guys' chemistry came off. Thanks
so much.
You know, it's a big franchise. It's hard to follow up what's been done in the past.
Big shoes.
Some big shoes to fill, Chris. Yeah, you don't concern yourself with that kind of stuff no more, do you?
No, we just both squeezed into one pair of shoes, didn't we?
Okay.
To fill them completely.
So you mostly filled the shoe.
Sure, but I needed some help. So.
What size shoe you wear, bro?
12 and a half?
12 and a half.
Gave the half.
Oh, that's not as big as I thought.
Thanks. Yeah. You know what they say? I don't know. No.
Yeah.
You said it. You know what you say. You know what you said.
It's easier to find shoes in your size.
Thank
if
you.
You're not a super big
I'm
size.
going to neuralize myself in a second.
I'm going to neuralize you.
Yo. The movie is really fun. Two people that I didn't even know were in the movie because I come from the B-boy culture of dance.
Yeah, of course.
There's like twins. You know, the twins play a major role, and these are dancers from Paris, France, that I've known for years. I host a lot of Red Bull B-boy battle competitions around the world, and these dudes also been on tour with Beyonce and done so much, and they walked into this role on this big screen, and they did amazing.
How good are they, right?
So good, yeah.
They have presence.
Yes.
Gary had been a fan of them for for years, since they first started, and had said, one day I'm going to put you guys in a movie. And the original villains in the movie was a different concept, and Gary said, no, I've got this idea to put the two twins in it, utilize their alien-esque sort of synchronicity and dance movement and so on, and incorporate that into their villainous approach to these characters, and they were incredible.
Did they really are. Like on set, was it moments in between shoots where they would just break out and freestyle?
I don't think they can help it. Like, we just had our premiere the other night, and I looked up, and they were in the middle of a dance circle. Also, they really loved to try to teach Chris dance moves, which was incredibly entertaining.
Unsuccessful.
This exists on film. Get Sony to leak that.
Unsuccessful.
Yo, Chris, you ain't got no rhythm, dog?
Oh, not like that. Come on. No way. No. In fact, not even like anything. I can't dance.
You can kind of.
I like dancing.
He was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah,
so.
and ended up number 6. Okay. And that was in Australia, population of like 12 people. So.
And
what does that say?
There's not a lot of dancers in Australia. I don't want to make generalizations.
It's please. We're not. There's not.
There's not a lot of dancing.
There's not. They're
not known for dancing.
We're not known for dancing.
Yeah,
no, it's crocodiles and stuff like that.
There's a lot of top-heavy men, a lot of buff guys that forgot leg day. That's what I felt when I was there.
Forgot leg day.
That's what I saw on the pizza lot.
Seen these calves?
Not you. You're the rare exception.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, what was it like working with F. Gary Gray? Man, that dude has done so much in his past, from Three Kings to Friday to Straight Outta Compton. This dude, what was it like?
Yeah, he's so varied. He can really do anything. He was so great with us because, you know, we had a fantastic script, but he really let us be free. We would shoot the scene as written, and then he would always give us our take. And he was very patient because Chris and I can go places.
Okay.
Some of them are not great places to go. And he's like, we'll just not put that in the movie. But he allowed us the space to really do it.
Yeah, it was good because he has such a vision for big scope and, you know, action and entertainment. But it was nice to, as Tessa said, you know, we coming off Thor Ragnarok, it was hugely improvised. No one could have stopped us anyway. We were just we were running into the improvisation world and space just with a lot of enthusiasm, and he encouraged it.
He encouraged it. Okay, that's good to know.
He allowed it anyway.
All right,
he tolerated it.
He tolerated it. Tessa, last time you were here, you were doing we were talking about Dear White People, and then I watched Little Woods not too long ago.
Oh, thank you so much.
Man, I was on the plane and I saw you were in it, and I was like, oh shit, I never watched this one, you know, and I was like, wow, what a great film. And you did a great job, a great performance.
So
but your star has risen so high. Like you are a blockbuster draw now. You know,
it's largely because of Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, well, you give him all credit.
Well, no.
I'd say,
I just mean I was mostly came from the indie space.
Yeah.
And Thor Ragnarok was really. I mean, I'd made Creed before, but that really felt like a homegrown movie. And then suddenly I was on the set of Thor, which is, you know, there's a lot of people working on those films. You're like, wow.
I'd say, I mean, when Tessa came into Thor 3, the whole direction of that franchise shifted. You know, we all had an intention to change it, but it was hugely due to Tessa's collaboration and what she put into it, which sort of really moved the needle, I think, in such a massive way. So it was a joy to team up again.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, how's your life changed though when you step outside? Like this guy probably has to wear disguises when he goes outside, right?
Yeah, he's kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
Look at that big hobo.
Being with him in
knees.
China was so funny because you can tell it's like people are fans, but they're also just like a Chris Hemsworth in China is a, you know, it's a
oddity.
scene. Like people, the journalists came in to like meet us and greet us, and they like all only have eyes for Chris. He had to be like, yeah, here's Tessa. You know, they're just like, what is this specimen? I can, you know what I mean? I'm like, I can be low key. Like I walk fast, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I can get in and out of places. And still, I think maybe because this, you know, I haven't been doing something as long as Chris. He's been playing Thor for 10 years. There's such, you know, people have such a relationship with that character and know him right away. I still get the thing of like, yo, did we go to school together? Like what, you know what I mean? Sometimes people can't place it, which I really love. I take it as a compliment because I love the idea of being able to go seamlessly from different, you know, narratives and disappear into them. So if they don't see me, then it's kind of better for me in a way.
The fame thing, we were talking about this morning, right?
Yeah, because I saw you on the cover of Marie Claire.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting because like when we were just running down like all of the work that you've done so far, how your star power is, you know, rising above the clouds in a sense. So when it comes to your mental, because you have to shift a little bit, like I'm wondering when you start to go on these sets where, you know, the cast and crew is tripled, like do you ever experience imposter syndrome, or do you have to like switch up your internal dialogue to get you prepared for what's more?
I constantly deal with imposter syndrome. I'm always convinced someone's going to be tap me on the shoulder and be like, no, we meant that person. And I still am like really struck with everything that's happened for me. I never thought I would be in big films like this. I never thought I would be on the cover of fashion magazines. Recently, I was on the cover of Time magazine, and I have a way of like I'll just be like, yeah, cool. That I was shooting Westworld that day, and it came out at like 8 a.m. or something, and I turned on my phone because we were still working until 11, and I cried. Like that was a moment where I was like, wow, what is this? Like, and so I just have to remind myself to take those moments to really, you know, sit with myself and go, this is incredible. This is, I never even dreamed that this is possible.
It's amazing. I'm so happy for you too. Chris, we're happy for you, man.
Hey, I'm happy for Tessa.
You
happy to be here.
You're at the highest of heights in this game, man, when it comes to your occupation. I mean, you're not defined by, obviously you're so much more, your father, your husband, you're all these different things. But as an actor,
he's a dancer.
He's a dancer too, and he has a size 12.5 shoe. Do you ever want to dial it back? You know, go, you know, in terms of the type of projects you work on as opposed to these big colossal blockbusters?
Yeah, I mean, I do just have a passion for both, you know, and each time I have done something really big, I've been able to do a smaller thing, and that has fed a different part of my soul. What I want to dial back now is just the quantity. You know, I just want to be home, and I'm about to have 6 or 8 months at home and not shoot anything, which I haven't had in 10 years. You know, I think the longest I would have had off was about 4 weeks. And
in 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in amongst other press bits and pieces, yeah. And it was weird. This weird after Avengers kind of moment of like, oh no, what now? You know, rather than going, whoa, we were a part of, you know, one of the biggest or possibly the biggest film of all time or whatever, I was immediately sort of caught in that, like, okay, what else? And like Tessa said, like, you don't know, you never quite get rid of that thing that this is the last job I'll have. It's over in a second. But then I sort of realized, God, if I keep doing that, I'm never going to really enjoy this moment. And so this, and then, you know, in the 6-8 months now I'm having off is just to be with the family, be with the kids, just kind of be still, enjoy it, you know, a huge amount of gratitude and just how lucky I am to have ever even got a job at all, let alone in this space.
It's almost like no matter what, no matter how much success, you're always a starving actor, right?
Yeah.
Looking for that next gig. Yeah. That's torturous, man. Relax, bro. You made it, Chris.
Yeah, y'all
you
made
made
it.
I'm safe. I'm safe.
Yeah, I have healthcare. I think it's a good thing, though, in a way. You know,
yeah, it keeps you hungry.
I think it keeps you honest, because the truth is, it's a really fickle business.
Yeah.
We love to build people up and tear them down. It's true. So I think it's good to be honest about that it's something that a lot of people want, and a lot of really gifted people never get it. It's weird. It's like alchemy. I don't know why. It's a measure of luck and also just like being in the right place at the right time, and also talent. But you know,
yeah, some cases it's not always talent.
And some cases not that.
Okay.
Let me ask you, because we just had Kevin Bacon here early this morning, and obviously when people see him, the first thing you think of is Footloose, and it's just something that you're proud of, but it's like, I've done so much other work. I'd like to be recognized for other things as well, and I know you guys probably have to deal with that as well. I mean, like, people see you and they're automatically Avengers, Marvel, Thor, blah, 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 blah. Same with you, you know, whether it's Creed or Avengers. And do you ever worry about, like, in the long run, will people ever look at me other than just that one I mean, obviously, it's such the magnitude of the film you can't get past.
Right. No, I don't. I mean, I just, especially the last few times I've played Thor, just being able to kind of recreate it in different ways. But no, I don't know. I have no sort of ill will or fear of typecasting or whatever. And that I think very early I did, but it's just been the best journey ever, and I've had so much fun. And to sort of go out on Endgame was kind of like,
I have to say, you have. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that are in your position, some of whom I've met, that have a real kind of like chip on their shoulder about that, and you have none of that, Chris. It's really a cool thing about you. It's really refreshing.
You must be happy at home, bro.
It's nice at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm trying to get a room in his new home that they're building.
It's nice.
Because it's large.
You're adopted.
You're
in with us.
But they have a lot of animals. They have donkeys and
horses.
You live in you're back in Australia, right?
Yeah. My daughter has a little a bearded dragon, like a big lizard, and then we have this aquarium for it, but it now sleeps in bed with her, and there's not a more uncomfortable animal that you'd want to sleep. It's like spiky and full of scales and stuff, but it's like perched up on her chest and the pillow, and
that's safe, man.
So far, so yeah, all the fingers and toes are still there. I think
they have teeth.
They have teeth, yeah. I was more worried about the lizard surviving with my kids.
With your kids?
Actually, that's true. I've seen your kids.
Daddy, you need a new lizard.
Yeah. It looks the same. Replace it quick.
Do you have any emu? What is it? Emus?
No.
Oh, okay.
We got chickens, rabbits, guinea pigs, dogs, horses,
alpacas?
donkeys. No what?
Alpacas.
Alpacas. We have an alpaca next door. The alpaca next door
I knew it.
just got eaten actually by wild dogs. We got wild dogs in.
What do they call them, dingoes or what?
No, they're like literally just like stray dogs.
Oh, such a
Oh, you're thinking, oh yeah, what is that? That's the Meryl
The
Streep.
dingo ate my
That
baby.
dingo got my baby.
I'm a National Geographic guy. So I'm naming a lot of animals indigenous to Australia right now.
I was so gullible that someone had me believe when I was going to Australia to make Thor. You know, have you ever seen a drop bear?
A drop bear, yeah.
I believed it for a minute. I was so pissed.
I mean, I didn't even know if they were real. I'm like, what are these drop bear things Tessa keeps talking about?
I'm just curious. What are you going to do in that time off? Are you?
Are you
probably be looking for work?
Yeah, you are,
probably
right?
probably after like a week. I'm like, I'm rested. Let's go back again. No, I'm gonna surf. I'm gonna.
He's gonna look like Thor in Endgame, just beard,
Yeah.
fat.
That's it.
Honestly.
You beat me to it. That's it. I mean, beer and chips.
All right. Tessa Thompson, Chris Hemsworth is here.
Well, speaking about beer, if y'all could have a drinking session or a smoking session with any character you've played in the past, who would you want to hang out with in that way?
What about? Do you see the Bad Times at El Royale?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd be so scared to drink with him.
So would I, but he'd have some other interesting. He has some interesting things, wouldn't he? To sort of get involved in. He'd be like, try this, try this, try this, and you probably wouldn't see the night out, but you'd take us to some real strange places. A lot of hallucinating.
I loved his walk. He had a great
Yeah,
walk. Yeah. I mean, Valkyrie's the obvious answer because she's such a good drinker, but probably Detroit in Sorry to Bother You. I would probably smoke with her.
She's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
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 She might lay some shit, though.
She might.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
That's why
It might get really hallucinogenic, but I'm up for it. I'll try anything once.
All right. Well, look, we're going to open up the phone lines. We mentioned you guys were coming in the phone. We had to close them because people were calling for hours. So we're going to open them up now. Chris Hemsworth is here. Tessa Thompson. Men in Black International opening theaters tomorrow. Tessa is a person of many talents. She's also a singer and a songwriter. It's a song she sang that I thought was amazing for, I want to say, the Creed 2 soundtrack called Midnight.
Cool.
Thank you.
Call us, 888-742-3345. Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson is here. Tessa, you have such an amazing voice.
Thank you so much.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, right? That is just really incredible. Come on, you're going to put, when are we going to hear some music?
I don't know. Ludwig Göransson and I, who's the brilliant producer on both the Creed films, we made so many songs the first time around. We had basically an album, and we thought about dropping it. And then this time around, I made a bunch more songs. But I need time to really do it and do it right. But I think we'll make a third Creed at some point, so I'll make new music for that for sure.
Okay, cool. We could world premiere it right here on Sirius XM
Let's
Shade
do it.
45.
So we
do.
I'll
Chris,
drop it. I'll
we
drop
break
the
artists
mixtape here.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Thanks
bro.
for playing me on the radio.
It feels good to hear yourself on the radio, huh?
I'm kind of geeked right now.
How does it compare to seeing yourself on the big screen?
Yeah.
I think I prefer it, honestly.
Yeah?
No. I like it. It was funny when I went to the premiere of Thor, I realized that I was only looking at the side of the screen that I wasn't on, midway through the movie.
I'm dead. At least you're not a narcissist.
Yeah. I mean, I might be that I can't even look at myself. You know what I mean? Isn't that its own form of narcissism? It is, right?
That's interesting.
Shit, damn.
That was deep.
That was deep.
Right,
I don't listen to our show.
You don't listen to your show? No. Really? You can't do it?
That's
Why
hard
not?
for me. Cause I would pick myself apart.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Approaches.
Yeah.
I get about one watch in me, and it's usually a couple of vodkas or a couple of beers beforehand, and then it's like, get me out of here.
Yeah, right?
You know, it's
Yeah.
like a weird sort of. It's like,
What
yep,
is that?
good, tick the box, seen it. Thank you, bye.
Yeah, I just throw it out there, and how they receive it, they receive it.
Yeah.
That's probably a healthy attitude.
I only hope they get something from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our purpose is so people could take something away.
And I believe they do.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Tessa. Cool. All I might even go. I was gonna ask you to sing too.
You just got out of it.
You just got out of it with that one.
And we're gonna ask Chris.
No. Chris, you ever rap?
That was me on the backing vocals of that song Tessa did.
You never rapped before?
Oh no, God, no!
Everyone
Please,
got
please.
bars.
They're dancing and singing. They need to be buried. All of that.
Okay. All right. Well, this is the place to do it, man. All right, we got Lauren on the line from South Carolina. Good morning, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hey.
What's up?
You got a question?
Hey, so I wanted to say I love the show, Sway. I'm already a citizen. I've talked to you guys before, and Chris and Tessa. I wanted to tell you guys, both of you are gorgeous, and you guys had me crying for like an hour after Endgame because I grew up on the comics and I followed all the movies from the very first Iron Man. So I really appreciate you guys' work.
Thank you.
I did want to know, I know that with Game of Thrones, and I remember some of the actors were saying they had a depression after it was all over. And I was just wondering, did either of you experience anything like that once you realized that this portion of the Marvel Universe's story was finally done after y'all were done with Endgame?
Yeah, I was just talking about that before. I definitely had a moment of what now, because it's consumed so much of my life, but it was good. It was a good reminder to actually just sit and just be happy with what we'd experienced and what we'd done.
Yeah, I think it's different for me because I'm sort of one of the new kids on the block. So, it's the end of something and possibly in the next phase, the beginning of something else. It felt sort of like coming to, being a freshman and you see the graduating senior class and you're sort of like, damn, where are you going? Like, and you're proud of them, but you don't have the same relationship to it. So I'm just can't believe that I'm even in this universe and that my phone is ringing because
you got to answer it. That's the
no,
rule.
it's not mine. Okay, good.
Great. Okay.
Cool.
No,
it is.
Is it yours?
That's the rule of the show. If your phone rings while we're live on air, you have to answer it like on speaker.
Oh, really?
That's the rule
on
of the
speaker.
show. Yeah.
That's such a good rule.
It happens all the time, man.
I kind of wish my phone was ringing and it was someone interesting.
Like you got to go, hey, babe, Lauren, great question. You're a citizen again.
Wait a minute.
Okay, let's go to Toronto. Shane, good morning.
Oh, Lord.
Hey.
Oh,
Go
Toronto.
Raptors.
Yeah, wait, hold up, Shane. Before you start, are you guys watching the NBA Finals at all?
We are in the NBA Finals. I don't know if you knew that.
That's right. A little spots.
Oh, the spots. Yes.
We're honorary NBA members.
Okay, cool. So are you going for the Warriors?
Or the Raptors.
I'm from Oakland.
I don't know either of those teams.
You don't know the teams?
I don't watch basketball.
Safe answer.
Okay, Chris tapped out.
Which one are you guys
Okay, so
going
my
for?
dad's team, my dad's going for the Warriors.
There you go.
So that's where
You
I'm
get to
going there
stay.
too.
Where are the Warriors from?
Oakland. That's my hometown.
And the other team?
Toronto.
I don't know.
Oh, Toronto.
From the six.
I'm not sure.
No.
They're from Canada.
But
Toronto.
that last game was
amazing.
incredible. Like that was.
But Tessa's a Warriors fan, man. Hey, Shane, what's your question?
Sorry, Shane.
I got something for Chris being Australian. What is the weirdest thing a fan has ever done from you? Because I know Australian girls like to get a bit wild.
Oh,
Jesus.
This is a married man.
I'm trying to think back before my married days. Life didn't exist. Well, I got sent some clothing that had been used or worn.
Like panties?
Nah, it was like a shirt.
A
It was a shirt, yeah. And it was like, oh, this is nice, but it smelled like BO. So it was kind of strange.
Okay.
Have you received underwear?
No, not underwear. No.
What?
Socks. No, I'm just kidding.
That happened now.
I try to get him to let me read his DMs. Michael B. Jordan lets me read his.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my gosh, what are those like?
Ooh, girl.
Next level.
A lot of
So
nudes.
they offer so many things. One time though, we were shooting in Philly and he got like a home cooked meal, smoothies. Like sometimes I just want to go in the DMs to see what I can get. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
go
I'm
shopping.
hungry. Like I need errands done.
What are yours like?
Right. Because you probably got women and men in your DM.
You got some interest.
Like what's one that made you go, oh?
I can't say it. On
Yeah, you
the
can.
radio.
You're not out in the person.
Sirius XM. You
Yeah.
can say whatever you want here.
Fuck it.
What? I'm trying to think. Just interesting people that I admire.
she was like, Dub.
No, you know what? Actually, now we're in the time of social media. Like, I have legit made friends, not people sliding necessarily, but like making friends with Questlove. Like, we met on Twitter. Okay. You know what I mean? Like those relationships that you forge in social media, just being like, "Yo, I respect what you do. Yeah. I respect what you do." You know what I mean?
Yes.
I
see what you did there.
That was pretty safe there, Tessa. But damn it, that's Questlove. That's that. We love Questlove.
Quest is the
that's
king
great.
of Twitter.
Absolutely.
Slid right out of that answer.
Yep, you
I know.
peeped her.
Sometimes I don't know who people, because I like athletes, for example. Sometimes I have to look them up if an athlete slides and I don't know.
Yo, athletes love doing that.
They do. But I'm like, I don't know football.
Okay. All right. Athletes like.
I don't know who they are. And then the messed up thing, then I'm like trying to like look at their stats, be like, is this person good?
No, he's second string. I'm not even going to respond. He's on the bench. I'm not responding to him. Have you talked to Justin Simeon at all?
Yeah, we texted yesterday because he really liked the purse, the moon purse that I took to our premiere. Yeah, we're still really great friends.
Will y'all work together again?
I really hope so. Yeah, he wrote me something to do on the second season of Dear White People, which was so fun. I had a little cameo and played a character that was so opposite from Samantha White in the original film. I would die to work with Justin again. I think we'll do it.
Very talented. Man, I want to thank y'all for coming through. Chris, man, continued success, bro.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, get your rest. Get your rest too, man.
And don't forget to wish your co-star Chris Evans happy birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Hey, we should sing him happy birthday.
Let's sing him happy birthday.
All right, ready?
Let's do it. Go,
3.
Chris, you take it. You go high, go low.
Happy birthday to Cap.
Happy birthday to Cap. Happy birthday, dear Cap.
Captain America.
Happy birthday to you, Cap.
How old is he turning?
I don't know. He's frozen in ice. He's old as shit.
107.
All right, we got don't forget Men in Black International in theaters tomorrow. Make sure you see it. Take your family. You can take the babies. You can take the kids, and you can take the grandparents.
Take everybody.
Take everybody. All right.